Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we are going to set up my commonplace notebook. I really am having a hard time saying bullet journal just because I really don't do the whole system of the bullet journal. So I'm just going to say I am going to set up my journal for this week and I want to take you along with me. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Lhey Ralston, and I'm also known as Mommy Lhey on the internet. I'm so glad that you're here joining me today. In front of me, I have a couple of supplies that I want to use for this week's setup. I did pull out some old stickers. This was from last year, and I'm so glad that I still have a few of them. I was planning actually on printing some, then I found some of it and in my stash, and I'm like, yay! So these are some old designs of my character Sheldon. He's a wizard in there. And then I also pulled out some stamps from the Little Bits box. I think I'm not even gonna guess. I don't remember which kit this was from. I'm planning on using the weekly, so we have Monday till Sunday line, an acrylic block to use with my stamps, and then I have my Pitt Artist pens, and then I did pull out some dual tip. This is the Pitt Artist pen dual markers in some fun Halloween colors. We have orange, pink, green, and then purple. My daughter's gonna say pink is not Halloween. That's what Rain's gonna say. All right, I think we're all set in here. Okay, so what I was thinking of doing this week is I don't necessarily need like a big space for my weekly. Let me just quickly show you what I have for last week. As you can see, I always fall off on the weekends because I try to do a whole lot from Monday till Thursday. And then most of the time it starts on a Friday. I really don't have a whole lot of things to do anymore. Okay. And so here on the top left, I have like a little area for my to do things. And then I have boxes, each box is individual boxes for my dailies. I'm thinking for this week, I think I want to change things up a little bit in here. I don't think I want like big boxes for my dailies like this, right? I just want like a brain dump on one side where I can put in all my to-dos, all my notes, and then have like a week on this side or either on this side. Maybe I'll have the week on this side and then have the brain dump and to-do stuff over here. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so which means I need to divide this left into even six, and then I can have Saturday and Sunday on just one horizontal. I don't like to count. I normally just kind of like eyeball things, so that is what we're gonna do. My gosh. Hey, I'll just box the whole thing up. I usually like to keep things like open. I don't know. Today, I am closing things. Ask me why. I do not know why. Oh, okay. Then we're gonna do our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm just gonna get a baby wipes to clean out my stamps. There you go. You can clearly see if you have if you inked it up really well. That's the beauty of using a, what do you call this? A clear stamps. We have a few boxes on the website, littlebitsbox.com, and whatever we have in there are the only ones we have. We have a little bit of stuff here and there, but those are the things that we want to put in the grab boxes that we're planning this holiday. We were planning it for the summer, but it was so hot. And I'm like, ugh, let's just wait for the winter time before we work on this. Okay, so this one looks like a stamp, like I don't know how to say it, but I like it because it has this stitched circle, and I'm just gonna put it right here. It says documenting my special day, but I just like the look. It's so cute. So I'm just gonna use it. Okay, that's it for my clear stamps. So we're gonna put it away. Acrylic block, thank you. This one. Right, set that aside. Set this one aside. And we're gonna put in colors. I think I'm gonna use orange. So this one comes in with the brush nib and also I think it's a 0.8 if I'm not mistaken on the other end. Yep, 0.8. So we have a 0.8 and then we also have the brush. And the Pitt Artist Pens, they do not bleed through. So if you're using like a not so thick notebook, you don't have to worry about bleed through. That's why I love these markers. And then they're also archival, so which means in Lightfast, they're also waterproof. So if you want to use it with watercolors, just give it some time to dry. And then you can watercolor on top of this and it will not bleed through. So really fun. Okay, I'm gonna get a Fudenoski medium. I'm just gonna put in the dates. Why is this one so small? I know little things like that. It bothers me. It shouldn't bother me, but it does. So, and I'm just gonna put in, I'm gonna put in the month of October in there. So today is the 6th, 7th, 8, 9, 11, and then 12. Neat. All right, coolio. All right, I think I want to make a few pumpkins as a header. So I'm just gonna go almost like making like a border of pumpkins. So I'm just gonna make small ones. Almost like making my own washi strip in here. This color is, what color is this? Scarlet red. And then the other one that I was using earlier is orange glaze. Okay. I'm going to use the leaf green. And I'm using the fine tip on the other end. Just like that. And then I'm going to use a fine tip also to add details to my pumpkin. Just using the same color. There we go. And then I think I want a little bit of details. So I'm going to go flip my notebook. And then I'm going to do a like that. I'm just trying to make a spider web. And then adding like letter U inside of it. Right? Like that. And then there you go. So I'm just adding some oval in here with 4 legs on the side. So we can add some spiders. I have one here, not so. It just adds a little bit of that Halloween things and quick and easy too. You know, it doesn't have to be like so elaborate, so complicated. I think it's the perfect touch in there. I'm going to grab my fine fine tip, and then just add like mini stars in the same area. Right? I'm just having some good space in between them. Just like that. It's like it's so good. I love it. Right, now we're going to write October in here, and I'm just going to use the fine 0.3 as well, because I don't want it to be so big. My initial plan was to use my Fudenosuke, which is a flexible nib, to create a brush lettered thing, but I think this one is perfect. And I want to add a little bit of details to this one, so I'm just going to do dots around it, kind of like a border around that, just small tiny details, nothing fancy, but just an added visual interest. Now at first my spacing was like tight and then it got kind of like stretched out. I have that problem. Okay, I'm cool with this. Maybe I should add like a little bit more pumpkin in here. Maybe a stack of pumpkins. So I always start with the center of the pumpkin and then I add almost like a C stroke, a parenthesis, right? Almost like enclosing them in. And then depending on how wide you want your pumpkin, then just keep adding like another one. Just like that. Here. And then I'm going to add my orange glaze. Right. And then a C stroke. Another one, but the opposite way. I'll add another one here. There we go. Oh, we add the green. There we go. And then if you want to add the lines, sometimes what I like to do is I layer, not sometimes, most of the time, what I like to do is layer some colored pencils. Such a fun way to add details. I think I'm going to use Indian red, something darker, just to, yeah, that was a good choice. So Indian red for that scarlet red, just like that. And then I'll use the scarlet red for the orange glaze. So this is one of the beauty of using the same company and then using different products is most of the time they have the same colors across their products. So it's always fun to get, really acquainted. It's not even a term. Acquainted with all the colors. No, it's nice to be familiarized with their colors and then having your favorite colors as well. I like that. Acquainted. Where did that came from? I have no idea. All right, that's cute. Okay. Okay, since because I have a bigger wizard, Sheldon, my favorite original character. I hope look how cute. He's so adorable. So we're just gonna put him here beside the pumpkin. He is too cute. And then we have one of Sheldon, which is hanging onto his dear life in his broom. We're gonna put it right here. So cute. Oh my gosh. And then I have a wizard book, spell book. Just gonna put it here on this side. He's actually holding a book already, but you know what? I'm just gonna pretend that that is his book. I don't know about that. Can I peel it? Oh yeah, I forgot. You can peel my stickers. There we go. How about here? Like that. Can we? Can we? I don't know about that. I don't like it. We'll just put him here. We'll use it later. All right. Julio. I feel like I want to add another sticker in there, but I'm going to hold off. So we're just set that aside. And then we're going to use some markers. And then we're going to add in like boxes. We're going to create our own boxes in here. Let's do this part right here. And I'm just going to use a 0.8. And we'll create our own, like just a box if we want to kind of like creating our own sticky notes, right? So it's easier to kind of like separate per category. I think that's a good idea. Just have this one right here. We'll have it this one there. Now, I'm not sure if I want to fill in the whole box. I'm feeling like I do, so I'm just gonna go for it. Why not? Now, the thing with the Pitt Artist pens is that they almost work like watercolor, right? So, because the first layer of the ink or the pigments are going to be almost like a light wash, so that when you go back in and add your additional layer, you can see where you've laid down that ink, and it will give you a darker value of that same color. So knowing and understanding that will really give you some ideas how to better use your markers, right? I think this is my problem with this notebook, is that it's too thick. I'm having a hard time. Maybe I should have divided it into an equal part, because this right side, since this is new, this right side is still too thick and I'm having a hard time like resting my hands, and it doesn't reach, while resting, because I'm like, oh, so I should have just stayed here, but it's okay. Oh, I like that. All right, now I'm gonna use the pink and do the same thing. Probably actually orange is what I'm gonna use. Put it over here and create just a smaller box right here. Let me do that. Now, I don't know how well it will work. Probably. There you go. That's much better. I should have done that earlier. There we go. I just didn't know how well the spine will work, because this one has a hard cover, but it works really well. There you go. All right, and I'm gonna make one pink over here. I'll probably make this one bigger. Probably go up to here. And then cover this area right here. There we go. Again, this notebook is pretty thick. I think it's 160 GSM maybe. But even if you're using like a thinner paper, you don't have to worry about the Pitt Artist pens. They will not bleed through. I mean, you can do the same thing on a Hobonichi paper, thin papers, or a Traveler's Company, or a Midori's notebook, and do this one and layer your Pitt Artist pens. They really don't bleed through, because of the way that the India ink sets on top of the paper, right? It doesn't get like sucked in by the paper. It doesn't get absorbed in by the paper. It just sets on top really nicely. And so it doesn't bleed through on the next page of the paper. All right, then I'll do the same thing and create a small green one. Oops, that was a little crooked. That's my thing when I'm trying. The more I try to be careful when I'm doing straight lines or anything like that, I swear the more I mess up. So it's like when I don't care so much and just kind of like go with the flow, it ends up looking much better. I know it's so weird, but I promise you, it's like that. I don't understand it either. I think I'm going to use a little bit of this because it's so cute. I know it's the same, but they're so adorable. I can't help it. Can't help it. That we can now use. There we go. All right, that little tiny one. Now we can use the smaller one. Over here, almost like wee. I don't know. I might not. Maybe not. Do you do the same thing? I'm like, you get the sticker and then like you end up, yeah, nope. You know what? No, I don't like it. I do it all the time. It's okay. So now I'm just going to use my 0.3 and I'm just going to add in some border around my boxes. If you have like a white gel pen, you can also use that. Especially with that purple. That color purple is called Purple Violet. Isn't that so pretty? And then the pink is Middle Purple Pink. You cannot get any better than these colors for Halloween. And then the orange glaze, and then the scarlet red for like a deeper red orange. It's so good. And then that's the leaf green. Am I right? Yep, leaf green. Perfect. As much as I love pastel colors, for Halloween, you really just want this bright colors that would pop. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but let me know. Let me know in the comments down below if you, I mean, I love seeing like different art of people being so creative with their pumpkins, but some are like, okay, those are not Halloween colors. It's just me. It's just me, I promise. I'm sure everybody's like, oh yeah, that's cute. It's, to me, I'm like, I would love to see pumpkin traditional Halloween colors. And I think same with Christmas. Yeah. I You can add pink to that. Pink, red, and green. Even with Halloween. Rain says there's no pink in Halloween, but look at me. I have to put in some pink in there. But we're talking more of the non-traditional colors, like blue or I don't know. I guess it's art. You can do whatever. But to me, I just would rather use the traditional purple, traditional orange, and pink. I have to add pink. I've seen lots of pastel themes also, and they're so cute. So cute. Turned out so cute. But again, it's just one of those personal preference. There ain't no wrong, there ain't no right. Just whatever you would like. Okay, but pretty much this is it. I'm just gonna label the boxes and put in my plans, but this is our layout for this week. I mean, how simple was that? That's like 33 minutes, and that's me with lots of talking also, right? So this is what we have. We have our weekly over here, and then we have our brain dump and to do section over here on the right side. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit like and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.